losing almost all my energy, it says there in that song, and that literally is a good way to go in. Here we are, instant match reaction. Everton, Brighton. Paul, just come from the game. Get involved in the comments. I mean, this is going to be a rehab, I tell you. And I know it's only the first game, but I've already had responses from Everton fans, and it's how I feel as well. So let's try and deal with this. Paul.
Yeah. So at first hand, I was an eyewitness to a murder. Because we were absolutely murdered by Brighton. Just played us off the park.
Yeah, but
and we're, a lot of our own making, and we'll go through that. But yeah, Brighton played well, deserved their win. Should have been more painful.
I kept hearing the commentators, and this was what was hurting me even more. The commentator, Brighton are such a good outfit. Brighton are this, Brighton are that. And I thought the first goal was our fault. The second goal, gone again massively, our fault. And the third goal. So Brighton will beat us. Was it them incredible? Or you can't, I always say, when we come up against a team, make them earn it. If they're going to score against you, make it hard to score. I don't think Brighton will score 3 easier goals ever. I really don't. And I am really angry with Everton at the minute because what we've got to go through this, Paul. We all knew before the game, right? We all knew that we should have had a different lineup. And then we all just because no one's allowed to be negative at the start of the season. No one's allowed to be say anything negative, otherwise you go into the season negative. But last season, we knew that the team was very draining. It was hard work. With our wingers, with our attackers, last season we knew they struggled to take the chances. And we needed some attacking edge last season, didn't we? We needed some attacking edge. We also knew that Michael Keane wasn't that good centre-back. And we probably needed to buy a new centre-back. So we've gone and brought O'Brien, a centre-back that we all really like, that's played and looks like he's pouncing on to play in the first team. We've gone and brought a winger, so when Harrison looks like he's not doing it and hasn't got that spark, we've gone and got Lindstrom, who looks like he's a player that will just come in and show his levels above everyone. And we've gone and signed Ndiaye, who you massively wanted to play, Paul, that looks like he's going to be a number 10 that's got creativity that probably Decore hasn't. So why, when we've brought in 3 things that can massively help us this season, are they on the bench? Why are they on the bloody bench? I mean, please give me the answers to this. O'Brien, Lindstrom, and Ndiaye. For me, if they start the way that game was started, Paul, because when you watch it, Everton was on top at the start of the game. They just had they don't know how to be on top. So we're on top at the start of the game because it's the first game of the season. We're at home, so we've got that edge of being at home. We're on top. So why, when you have that little patch that you know you're going to be on top, haven't we got our sparky players on like Lindstrom and Ndiaye? Because you could go 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and Bryson they wouldn't even get into the game. But instead, when you've got these players that don't know how to score on, that ain't that good attacking, Brighton will slowly think, you know what? They can't score. They can't score. And they'll grow into the game, and that's it. That's what I saw today. That is what I saw. Come at me, Paul, because that's just what I saw.
No, you're right. You're right. We came out of the blocks. The reason that we did well in the first 20 minutes was because we pressed them high. Arobenham was high press, so was Garnegay. DCL was running around trying to sort of block the passes across. Brian kept the ball to a degree, but because we were playing high up, we pressured them and we caused them to make mistakes. So that's why it looked as though we were on top sort of first 20 minutes, although Brighton did have their little spells. But as soon as the goal went in, we kind of dropped back. We dropped back another 30 yards for some reason. And we ended up then going back to the position where whoever the striker is 30 yards away from everyone else. And if you play the same players, you're going to get the same result. You're going to get the same kind of performance. And that's what happened. You play Keane and you play Young on the same side. It's not going to be any different than what we had. You know? I know Garner messed up for the second, but I almost think he was trying to find something alternative to just trying to lob it over the defence into the corner for someone to run onto, because his person to run onto the ball is Harrison, and he's not got the pace. Harrison does not have pace. He looked good in the first 20 minutes, half hour, because the ball was coming from high up because it was played diagonal, and he's got a good touch. But his crosses weren't very good. Neither were anyone else's. So we played higher up the pitch, which made us look as though we were sort of on top, and spent most of the time in their half in that first 20 minutes. But then we dropped off and we lost all momentum, all drive. We didn't create any chances. You know, the ball bobbles out to the edge of the box and we had a couple of shots over the bar. Beyond that, what did we do? Because it's just chaotic when we get anywhere near the area. You know? I know McNeil hit the post, and then McNeil crossed it, past it when he should have shot across the line. But Decore was already offside half an hour before. So nothing's changed. And like you say, if you're buying Ndai and you're buying Lindstrom, who are both energetic players, fast runners, like the ball to feet, and are creators, why aren't you playing them? Why do we have to play them last 10 minutes of a game? Play them first half hour. Then take them off if you want, because chances are we'll still be in the game. You know, they'll create things. Decore is not a link to DCL at all. At all. He doesn't move it. He doesn't move in a great way. His control isn't great. And then in the end, DCL's he's just isolated. And so every ball that he gets is 10 foot in the air, and he's meant to flick it on and run after it at the same time. There's a million things wrong with that team at the moment. And the first thing is who you're having for your 11. That's it.
I agree with a lot of what you say. Keep your comments coming in. Let us know how you feel as well. And I don't even think Calvert-Lewin was that good. I thought Calvert-Lewin was poor. I know what you're saying. There's no link up to him, so he's not getting amazing service. But sometimes he was running at players, and you think
no service.
Even the penalty, like
area, lobbing the ball 60, 70 yards to his head is not service. Service is a cross coming in front of him so he can shoot, or head height so he can header it, or feeding so he can run onto a ball. None of that. Absolutely none of that. And he's not had any of that for ages. So we sign a player who can actually find those gaps and do those things, and we don't play him. What's the point?
There's a comment here that says Sean Dyche is a dinosaur. I think if he signed Minter that they had, the winger that come off injured, Mikolenko went into him. But they said if Sean... I honestly do believe, and I'm not even joking with this, I think if we got Richarlison back, I don't think Dyche would play him.
No, I don't think he would.
I don't think Dyche would play Richarlison. I really don't think I'm not saying that they would get Richarlison back, so don't twist it that way. I'm just saying these type of players like Dan Juma struggled to get in, and I'm not saying he was amazing, but I'm just saying these type of players that have got a lot of attacking edge but lack that defensive mind thing. Sean Dyche, he thinks twice on it. And it's not just these attacking players. I'm not being right. It's the start of the game, right? The first game of the season. It didn't massively matter if we lost it, as long as we seen something that we could get behind, yeah? Sean Dyche, the first game, he knows for a fact if O'Brien was played, Everton fans, even if O'Brien played and didn't have a good game, Everton fans would massively respect Sean Dyche just for giving them what they wanted. And I don't believe O'Brien would have flopped that game. I believe he's 10 times better player than Michael Keane. I've seen 3 years of Michael Keane struggling to give us what we want. I've seen O'Brien in those friendlies probably make one mistake in the Roma game, but add like 2-3 goals and make loads of positive attributes. Yeah. So if he played O'Brien, we would have been buzzing. And I think it makes Ashley Young's job easier if O'Brien's playing. I mean, that run where Ashley Young got sent off, if you've got O'Brien's speed at the side of you, maybe he doesn't get the red card if you've got a fast centre-back, but you've got 2 slow centre-backs. You're in trouble in Keane and Tarkowski. Your left back and your right back know that if the ball goes through that middle, Tarky and frigging Keane ain't going to keep up with them. So first of all, for me, that's the O'Brien had to play there, and we seen Dyche mistreat Branthwaite to get in. Dyche didn't let Branthwaite in. He kept playing Michael Keane over him, and we all said no, Branthwaite, no, Michael Keane again, Branthwaite, no. Branthwaite had to really smash it. I don't know, I can't remember what Branthwaite did to get in, but I think we proper forced that to get Michael Keane out of the squad because we all joked that Dyche loves Michael Keane. Dyche will never drop Michael Keane. And that's how we felt. Dyche has done everything he can to get Michael Keane back in when O'Brien's played in the friendlies, looked very up to speed, looked very good. But instead, because if it was any other player, you know, if that was a new player, Dyche wouldn't have rushed them back to get back like he has Michael Keane. He would have made them go through a whole process and stuff like that. But because it's Michael Keane, he's got in his head, Burnley, Michael Keane, Tarkowski, they can be a partnership. I don't know. But I don't want this Keane predicament again. That's first of all. I can't believe Lindstrom didn't come on. Harrison, I did say he looked better on the right side because he was receiving the ball, but his delivery was just, like Jamie said in the group, Harrison's delivery was shocking. It's Lindstrom. If Lindstrom had as much as the start of the ball that Harrison had at the start of the game, he would have either gone past the player or whipped some wicked balls in. Lindstrom would have destroyed those opportunities that Harrison had. McNeil on the other side as well. Don't give anyone a free pass, by the way. McNeil doesn't run past players. Anyone that plays against McNeil knows he's going to turn back and pass it back into the midfield. And I know it's first game and people are like, oh, you're getting onto him already. Well, remember this, right? We nearly got relegated the season before last season and the season before last season. Last season we was okay, but they're stronger this season. Some teams that have come up there's only Ipswich that I feel is weak and they're getting stronger. So if we don't pull our socks up and we put those sort of performances in today, we could be in for another freaking hard season because there's no reason. Everyone's got stronger this season. Everyone's got stronger. And this will be a harder season than last one. And the first game for me, Dyche, you know this Everton, Paul, it's been draining for a long, long time, this Everton has, right? So Dyche needs to take the drain out of what is there and add something new. So we needed to straight away on this first game put Ndiaye in, put Lindstrom in, and put O'Brien in. Then you're putting players in that haven't got that drain that we've had season after season after season. Because when that game felt like it was the old Everton, it all comes back. But if you play your new players like Iliman Ndiaye, Lindstrom, and O'Brien, they don't know what that drain feels like. So they probably give us something and turn us into a new team. You've got to add something different to get something different. If you add the same ingredient, often it's going to taste the same, and it did today. It really bloody didn't. They're good players on the bench. I can't believe Lindstrom didn't get a shout. I really can't. I mean, comments are coming in. I'll keep chucking them on, but we're trying to say what we think. William, we want your comments to keep them coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Deitch and Wone and Stone were talking all the way through, as though, they're about to do something, but it just took ages and ages. And when we go 2 down and then Ndiaye comes on, I'm thinking, right, let's do wholesale changes. Let's get Lindstrom on, take Harrison off. Let's get Ndiaye on. Even get Beto on for Calvert-Lewin, change something. Go to 3 at the back, take Young off, put O'Brien on. 3 at the back with Keane and Tarkowski. Lindstrom right hand side. Mikalenko left hand side. 2 lads. I thought actually Robinham had a decent game, to be honest, but come the hour mark, the kind of 70-minute mark, he was knackered. He was absolutely exhausted. But I thought he was all right. And as a 2, generally, they're okay. We were winning the ball back quite well in the middle. And really, they were playing around that middle. They weren't kind of going through it very often. So as a middle 2, not too bad. But they haven't got any options in front of them. It's all sideways and backwards. So there were opportunities to change many things. And I keep thinking of Young, to be honest. I mean, the first goal, I don't know whether you were able to see it really, but we had, just before they scored, we had the ball right hand side. Harrison again brought the ball down from a long diagonal pass, and then about 30 yards behind him, 40 yards behind him, Young started running as though he was going to do an overlap. Now, if he was 10 yards behind him, I don't think he would have got there and done an overlap. But he tries sprinting and he gets about 5 yards behind Harrison. And the ball's already lost. And then very quickly, Brighton end up getting it on the right-hand side. And then by the time the ball comes across to Mitoma to put the ball in, Young's just about made it to the edge of the box. So there's just decisions in that I thought, what are you doing that for? Now you're out of position. And then obviously the balls up with the red card is just, this is a player who is supposedly one of our most experienced players. And he's doing stuff like that. He's trying to do an overlap at the age of 105 from so far back. Not even Cafu would have tried it. It's just that's a stupid decision in itself. And then, come on, just have a bit of sense. He's an experienced player. He shouldn't be doing stupid stuff like that. And actually, when he came off, Dice didn't even, he could barely look at him. They didn't shake hands or anything. He just walked off. And Dice just ignored him. And I don't blame him. And although I do like the fact that we won't have him for the next 3 games, and now worried Holgate's going to be the right back for the next 3 games.
Yeah, that's like, for me, the moment that Young got sent off, I tweeted it. The moment Young got sent off, for me, O'Brien is the man to come on. O'Brien has to come on. O'Brien comes on with Keane and Tarkowski. Simple. You play 3 at the back, you lose the defender, but you try and keep what you've got attacking to try and come back. You have to. You don't give up a game ever. You never ever give up. Even if you've got 10 men, you play with O'Brien, Keane, Tarko, and then you play with the 3. And that's the only option in my. He brought freaking Holgate on. And I'm not being funny, right? So the commentators are saying Holgate will be playing right back now. He'll have to get ready to play right back. Holgate couldn't play in the Championship. They got Holgate in the Championship team, Southampton. They said, can we send him back? We don't want him on loan. He's not good enough. In the Championship, if Everton are going to play a player like Holgate, if you want to be that shit standard, then fair enough. but I'm not being funny. If you can't sell Holgate, if you can't get into a frigging championship team, why the heck is he going to be playing for Everton right back next game? Like, why? I'd rather play bloody O'Brien right back. I'd rather play Jack Harrison right back. Holgate should be nowhere near the team. He should be nowhere near the team. And the problem is, if you're letting, if Dyche is letting our standard drop to Holgate getting in the team, then that sets the whole standard for everything, and it's pathetic. Holgate should just not be near the team. How can we move that? Just moves you backwards. It makes us look desperate as well. The fact that Holgate gets in, Holgate cannot be nowhere near. I don't care even how desperate we are. I'd play a player out of position than play Holgate right back. You need some standard. Holgate just needs to be moved on.
We've also
it feels like we're going backwards when it's doing.
We've got at least 5 people who can play right back. When they can play right back, I mean, we've seen them play right back. You know, Coleman's injured, Patterson's injured, might hopefully be back. Don't know their situation at the moment. You got Young now who's suspended, so you've got 2 people left. You've got Dixon from the other 23s, and you got Holgate. I got to tell you, I don't see Holgate's future at Everton. I hope so. Why not give Dixon half a chance? Or you play 3 at the back.
Yeah,
but honestly, don't start carrying on with Holgate and Keane and Young and Christ. We've gone back 3 years.
I read a statement from, I don't know whether it was from Dyche, Paul, but I read something a bit ago on Twitter, and it said, or X, and it said, Dyche is saying we're going to sign no more players, and he's got to polish a few players up. And I was thinking, please don't tell me that means you've got to polish Michael Keane up, and you've got to. This was a couple of days ago, and that you've got to polish Holgate up or polish Mopai up, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves first game playing Michael Keane and Holgate coming on. I'd rather play Dixon right back than Holgate all day long, and I'm pretty sure Southampton probably would have rather have had Dixon than Holgate. They would have rather have played him as well. Why have other teams got a standard but we haven't?
No,
and I don't. It's the first game of the season, and even if we lost the first game of the season and we played well, I'd be like, right, doesn't matter. But there's so much bad to come out of that first game. There really is. I also think, like, to myself, I don't know what you think on this. We need a centre midfielder. I don't know why it's being left, because we all think Garner Gay finished last season really strong. And this isn't just a bitch fest, by the way. But you generally, if we're to do well this season and survive, we need the tools to survive. And it doesn't. You're allowed to call a player out if it's looking dodgy and stuff like that. We want Everton to do well. But sometimes, last season, Garner Gay finished the season really strong. And I was hoping he started this season the way he finished it. But Garner Gay, with that back pass that he did, showed what he did it against Man United last season as well. What if Garner Gay isn't playing that well? Who's pushing Garner Gay at this moment in time? Like, we do need a centre midfielder, I think.
No one. Well, the chances are that Robinham wouldn't have been.
He was fantastic, by the way. He was fantastic.
He was good. And as a pair, they worked quite well. I actually don't think Garner Gay's overall performance was very bad. I just think he's made a couple of stupid mistakes that have ended up as, costing us a goal here and there. But as a pair, they're not too bad. But I bet Robinham wasn't seeing himself as a starter every week, but he's going to be.
Oh, he's miles from everyone.
No one else in those positions. And James Garner, obviously injured or whatever. So who else have we got in there? Nobody.
There was moments where Robinham, he was always looking to go forward. And I thought he was a defensive midfielder, but he is. He called himself. He said he liked Yaya Toure, and he played like him today. I'm not even joking. He was the highlight of today. Robinham was. There was moments where Robinham went past the player, got himself on the edge of the box, and he put players in, but they're offside. They're offside all the time. And yeah,
how many times?
I've got to mention this.
The Curry in the first half was offside about 6 times.
And Calvert-Lewin as well.
It was like we had Kone playing again. It was just ridiculous.
And Calvert-Lewin as well. Like there was our tactic was obviously to play a lot of long ball. But if you are to play long ball, surely on the training ground, Dyche said to him, every time we play the long ball, make sure you're onside. Otherwise, we're just handing the possession back to them because it's offside. And we play the long ball, smash it up, offside. Pathetic. Like, how can you not keep when the ball's being kicked all the way from where Pickford is? How can you not be onside from that? You can predict that Pickford's going to kick it long. You know it's coming. Sometimes if a player plays a ball through quick, you're offside because you don't predict it. But a long ball, you should always be onside on a long ball. And that today really frustrated me. The amount of times that it was offside, and it just kills attacking play. You just let them off easy, let them off the hook, and give a possession team like Brighton, Paul, the possession back. And it takes us a long time to get the ball back then. And you think, bloody hell. But Brighton wasn't that good today. And it was said that, Brighton are good the way they was talking. But when we pressed them, I thought Brighton looked very fragile. And I think if we was on it today and we played with our attacking players, we would have been okay. I really do. I think we would have been better off if we pressed them. Because they looked fragile in defence. When the penalty happened, it wasn't a penalty, but they lost the ball. The penalty was because they made the mistake. A bad pass out from their defender. And every time we did press up on them at the start of the game, before the game they went 1-0, Brighton looked very fragile. It was like when we beat them 4-2. We pressed them, they'd lose the ball, and we could just smash it in the back of the net. But the players pressing the ball for us just wasn't that good, I think. Oh, what a frustrating game. Rehab. When the first goal went in, we stopped. Keep your comments coming in, everyone. I tell you something, we are the Toffee Bluecast. We are the rehabbers, but this is pathetic for the first game. Paul's having a little bit of a free day. You guys are so on it. Brighton wasn't great, except when they broke us. Who made a mistake? Yeah, well, the goals was given for Brighton. I tell you, if you look at the goals, but they'll hype Brighton up to be incredible. I really hope. I don't know how long Emma Patterson is away. I really don't, but I'm hoping he is back soon. I'll tell you that for sure. And Paul had a little freeze there. Keep your comments coming in. Let us know how you think. I will end this in a minute. There's been 400 on. If you can, hit that like and subscribe. We're here the night before the game usually, and we're here after every game. I'm fuming with that. Yeah, no, I don't blame any Everton fans that went out early. I really don't, because it was pathetic. It really was pathetic. Keep comments coming in. I'll give them a little read, and then we'll shoot off. I mean, as along the bottom, first goal scorer, Matoma. Then Danny Welbeck. That was pathetic. I thought Keane could have closed him down more. The Matoma goal they put on Mikalenko, probably they said that was his fault. Don't know if you agree. I honestly, the Garner Gay pass was awful. I completely agree. But I would like sometimes when a player loses the ball, I'd like probably Keane to jump on him and slow him down instead of just giving Danny Welbeck the easiest probably goal he's ever scored. I mean, when other teams make a mistake, we don't punish them. They get away with it and defend it. So when Garner Gay does make that mistake, maybe our centre back should stop him. Maybe if O'Brien was centre back when Garner Gay lost the ball, O'Brien might have freaking closed down Danny Welbeck. I think Michael Keane could have closed him. Watch it on the highlights and let me know. But I honestly do think that Michael Keane, watch it, he backs off, shrugs off, opens the goal up for Welbeck, he shoots. If you just literally push on to Welbeck, it forces him into not being into control. And then he probably tries to pass it and doesn't try and shoot. Back off, Michael Keane. Welbeck shoots, 2-0, game over. Now, I know it all originated. If Garner Gay doesn't make the mistake, it didn't happen. But sometimes if a player makes a mistake, we've got to have a backup plan to stop it, because our centre midfielders sometimes will lose the ball. And Garner Gay shite on that, losing that ball. Yes, completely agree. But you still got two centre-backs behind him. They should be able to stop that Danny Welbeck goal for me. First goal was shocking as well. And then the last one, game was over. Could have been 4 or 5. Keep comments coming in. Things that worked pre-season and were available to be utilised, but weren't. I know. Should have played the new players. You guys are so on it. Brighton wasn't great, except broke us and made a mistake. Yeah, well, all the goals were mistakes from us. All 3 goals was mistakes from us. It really was, and we was on top. Paul Caswell, when the first goal went in, we stopped. Of course we did. We often need the first goal to do well. Paul Foster, sorry the link went when I got on the motorway. Took him off. Going through your comments now, people, and we were giving an end, but thanks everyone for listening. That being said, guess it was a 1-1 draw coming in when Dyche forced. Yeah. Foster Paul says, speak soon, everyone. Obviously coming back from the game. Michael Keane's fault. If we didn't start Michael Keane, we would have played higher line and pressed. I said exactly the same thing. So you make a cracking comment there. I generally do think that you start playing weaker players, everyone thinks twice about doing anything. I think you can make Ashley easier for Ashley Young if you play O'Brien because he's got speed at the side of him. Tarkowski and Michael Keane is so slow. We sit deep and we're in trouble. If we played O'Brien and Tarkowski, we could have pressed a lot higher onto Brighton because you could see it. We half pressed. So Brighton are passing it out from the back, but they don't look like they can do it that well. And we kind of move on to them, but don't do it fully. Don't do it. We're in two minds because we're thinking our defence is slow. So we move on to them a little bit and they pass around us because we're not fully committed to move on to them. When we beat Brighton 4-2, all we did is just press on. Press on them. They make the mistake. We score. Exactly like we did today. We made the mistakes. They scored. Those 3 goals, have a look. Everton was at fault for all 3 goals. Commentators will tell you that Brighton was amazing. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they have got good players and stuff, but I think we handled them. I really do. Mikolenko handled them down his side throughout the game. Matoma wasn't doing. It's just frustrating. Keep your comments coming on. Yeah, the highlight for me was Arobinum. I think he was sensational. I really do think Arobinum was sensationally. He was moving the ball. He was fast. He's got loads of tackles in. He was looking to turn it over. And I think we need players like Arobinum. We need to change this Everton. We do need to change this Everton. Otherwise, you're going to get the same thing. So I'm going to cry. I'm not going to sneeze. Just take a couple of breaths here. Shocking, wasn't it? All that atmosphere, all those flags, all the hype we get for the first game back of the season, put everything behind us, just for those players to give us the same old shit. And it does your bloody head in as an Everton fan. Because what people don't realise is that some people say, oh, they walked out the stadium, or oh, this, that, and the other. It's the same thing. It's like the same thing that they do to us. And today was just worse than what it's ever been. And the reason that I'm saying it was worse than it's ever been is because we actually had players that could have put a lot of threat into Brighton. Lindstrom looks incredible. Lindstrom scored a free kick and he looks amazing. His delivery is incredible. He gets on free kicks, pings them in and pings them on the tee. And he's fast. And he's on the bench. And Harrison's not crossing it in that well. And you're watching Lindstrom on the bench that can put a wicked ball in. McNeil's not running past players. I didn't mind the combination of playing Ndiaye left wing. If McNeil's not doing it sometimes, just put Ndiaye on left wing. Just put him on left wing. Questions on Sean Dyche, and I know it's bad. But if we had any other owner that went to sign good players like we have, like O'Brien, Farewell's probably saying, bloody hell, I'm giving you the tools and you're not even using them. O'Brien, Lindstrom, and Ndiaye are all better than what we've got. And just because players have been here a long time doesn't mean they should play. It should be who's the best should play. And for me, O'Brien is better than Michael Keane. I can't believe Holgate come on before O'Brien. I really can't. Right back, all you need to do right back is just be fast. And O'Brien could handle that right back position. He really could. I would have just played him there. or the new kid. I'm going to end this show now. We are on 35. I want to start keeping them short. We do come here to see how you feel after the game, and I feel like dog shit. Your partner just goes, "Are you in the mood because they lost? Are you in the mood because they lost?" Yes, I bloody am. Shite, that was. Absolutely shite. How can you get up for a season when they give you that? 3-0 at home against Brighton, and 3 goals was given to Brighton on a plate. We're Everton Football Club. All we ask is frigging Dyche has put that sign up, maximum effort required. Shut up. Don't put it up. Show us the players doing it. Seriously, that's just. And anyone that just comes on and anyone that's listens to this and probably thinks, "Oh, he's just moaning after the game, moan." Our fans deserve better than that. We really do deserve better than that. So our last season at Goodison Park, do you think we want to be thinking about Ashley Young red cards, freaking Michael Keane being too slow? Should have been behind us ages ago. Michael Keane shouldn't even be at Everton Football Club anymore. We brought these new players in to make us better and change, but yet we're putting the old players in and not giving the new players a chance. Sean Dyche did it with Patterson. Patterson should have been bedded in by now. He should have played a lot more games and been developed. He hasn't. And it really does scare me, before we end this now, it really does scare me that Sean Dyche is going to put the eggy fart of some of these players into the frigging new players and wear them down and mould them into all the shit we don't like. Iliman Ndiaye is a really good player, and he's just got that. You could see come on and he wanted to attack. So was Lindstrom. If Dyche starts getting these players, these new players that we've got to think about defending more than attacking, it's going to take out all the goodness in these players. We had the Sheffield United fans say on that, don't try and change Ndiaye, just let him be himself and let him go to attack. Dyche best not make these players defensive, I tell you, because I want to win games. My first thought is to try and win games. Take our game to them and defend well. When we defend, that's it. But our first plan has got to be attack teams and take it to them. And then our second plan is if it doesn't work, you defend. But our first plan is to sit back. This is what does my head in, you know. We sit back. That's our main tactic. Sit back, defend, try and get the ball, and then try and attack. Why don't we try and attack? And if we lose the ball, then defend. Try and attack. And if we lose the ball, then defend. That's what we should be doing. We've got the players to do it now. We've got some good attacking players in. I'll read your comments now and I'll shut this down. There's been 459 people. Come on. Some of you might have gone. We do like you to stay on, though, if you can. And it's not about just listening to me. If you can keep your comments coming on, I'll just say what you say. So it's you talking more than me. Next game, in my opinion, Ndiaye on the left and Lindstrom on the right. I would play Ndiaye on the left and Lindstrom on the right. Me and Paul said that was good last time. We really did say it was good. I thought Jack Harrison in the 10 was better than he could have ever played for us, because he can't cross a ball in. He can run at players. He can be dangerous in the 10, but he can't put a cross in. So why is he on the wing? Leeds played him in the number 10 sometimes, or McNeil in the number 10, because McNeil can't run past players. So maybe McNeil, he's been more of a threat when he's moved central. McNeil he's got good feet, so he might be better in the 10. Why not play Ndiaye on the left, 4-2-3-1, and play Lindstrom on the right, and then play Harrison or McNeil in the 10? Can be done. It really can be done. We've seen Pienaar. He was the number 10 when we first got him. Pienaar was. Put him out wide on the left. He's really tricky, and he looked a lot more dangerous down the left. So maybe he could be like Pienaar. You play him on the left, and he could have good feet, and he could be something different, a bit more oomph than what McNeil has down that left. We like McNeil central. So I like your comment there. I really do, and I'm thinking the same. Emma, can only really change the manager if there's no more business getting done. Yeah, I know it's scary. What is going to get done? What is going to get done? No, we're not. I don't touch the fantasy league, Emma. I don't. But we will do some live watches and stuff like that. We'll just before and after. I don't get the fantasy. I don't understand it that well. Managers, thanks for everyone for coming over, and the Twitter comments as well. I like you to get involved from the X. It's nice to show, because we pay to have it on the X, so it's nice that you do come over from that and to see that you put your comments over from that. Otherwise, it's pointless us paying for it. Manager's fault for not being able to change this. Yeah, he just needs to change it quickly. He should have just started. Like I said, Mark, he should have just started with the new players, because we wouldn't have minded then. Even if we lost, we'd say, oh, fair enough. We've got the new players. We're excited. We understand now. We can see whether the new players are at it, are up to standard. If we got the new players, just start with Ndiaye, Lindstrom and O'Brien. We would have all been happy. I don't think they would have let us down, you know. I really don't think they would have let us down. But to go back to Holgate and Michael Keane, when you've got don't even do that to me, Dash. Don't start winding me up like that. Really, seriously, it'll do my head in. We'll have Holgate, Keane, and Spurs. Yeah, don't even start. Do not even start. I like, do you know what? I like Sean Dyche getting the players' mentality better. And I like that he gets them working hard. But he's got to add some attacking stuff to his tactics. Pretty sure Dyche would have picked these players as well. Why have you picked them if you're not going to use them? And you'll get someone that says, it's early days, don't worry, it's only the first game. They've got to earn it. He's got to better them in. No, I'm sorry. They are miles better than what we've got. They're all up to speed. They're all up to standards. So Ndiaye should be starting. Lindstrom should be starting. O'Brien massively should be starting. O'Brien, by the way, O'Brien's old team was getting relegated. O'Brien played and he pushed them on that table. O'Brien can handle it. He can handle it. Don't start putting negativeness into these new players. Don't start making these new players doubt themselves. Put them in. Lindstrom's pinging free kicks in top corner. Why is in that sort of attitude? Why he's got that confidence? And Lindstrom scoring free kicks pre-season, and we all say we love him. And he says he feels like he's at home. Start him. Harrison's had a whole season. I'm sure he won't lose any sleep over frigging not getting the start. And if just give Lindstrom the first dibs. Harrison's had loads of dibs in that right wing position. Give Lindstrom the first chance. Start him. Start bloody Lindstrom in that position, please. Gosh, you're destroying me, all right. What do you expect when you play absolute poo in pre-season? Yeah, it wasn't that good, was we? We made excuses on that. I thought it was all right against Roma. Second half, when we brought Lindstrom and Ndiaye and O'Brien was playing. But then when we played it, Keane in the preseason and we played Holgate in the preseason, it was awful. So how can Keane and Holgate play preseason and us look shit, but then all of a sudden O'Brien, Lindstrom and Ndiaye play against a bigger team like Roma and make us look good? Why haven't they got the chance? This is a pure damn rant today. I'm sure Eliana will probably have one as well. Normally Paul's on the channel. We will get people on the channel. Spurs, we will have a Spurs fan on before the game. And I don't know, that was just bad to take. If we go into Spurs with Keane and Holgate, I know Keane scored against Spurs, but come on, seriously. Sometimes it just as amazing to me. Hoofball, Dyche once. Why bother getting Ndiaye and Lindstrom? Some of the long balls did work. It got us into attacking positions really fast. But if you haven't got good players on the knockdowns, you're not going to be that dangerous. I mean, the long balls can work. Beto knocks it down and you've got Ndiaye on the ball and you've got Lindstrom running onto it and you look dangerous. Maybe it can work. But just the players running onto the long balls today doesn't look like they could score. O'Brien scored in the cup final against PSG. And he picks Michael bloody Keane. I mean, I agree. Right, everybody. We have had Paul on, and then you've had me rant for ages, and I needed it. I bloody did, and I'm sure you do as well. That's why I've been reading your comments out, and that's why I've gone live, and that's why we do this, because you can't keep all that in. You can't keep all that in. There's been 469 people come on from the X and YouTube or whatever. If you can now, just hit that like and subscribe. It just gets the platform bigger and we can get more people on and we can interact more and we can say what we think after the game. And it just brings us Everton fans together before and after the game. That's what Toffee Bluecast is for. Right, everybody. Thanks for coming on. We need to sort this out quick, though, by the way, because I'm not having another shitty season like the other ones. Last season wasn't too bad, but I'm not going back to the two before. I'm not going back to that. I really ain't. We need to sort this mess out. Players, we need to make the signings that we need to make now. We need to probably sign a centre midfielder. Need to get the Calvert-Lewin situation sorted out. What you're doing, let us know. Piss off if you don't want to sign a contract. And we need to probably get a right back or someone that can play in numerous positions to play right back. Because I know we've got loads, but I'd play the young kid. I don't know what it's like. I'd probably give him a chance. I'd rather play O'Brien, the young new kid. Give him a chance. Can't believe I was singing all the Everton songs before that bloody crap. I deleted one video. Well, you know what? Don't deserve it. They really don't. Don't deserve the positivity. We'll be dropping the banner now, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Everton, what do you do to me? What do you do to me? I'll probably get my mate saying, oh, you should be used to it by now. No, I'm bloody not. No, I am bloody not used to it. They make you feel like shit. If you care a lot and you want them to do like this last season and you want them to progress, seeing them go backwards does hurt. You never get used to that. Playing Holgate and Michael Keane is not the way forward. Dyche needs to sort himself out because I'm telling you his job's on the line if he sends us out for that far backwards. Can't play Holgate and Michael Keane because it's not that it's your only option now. You had O'Brien on the bench. Seriously, come on. Sort it out. Up the top is everyone. Have a good day. Try and make the best of it. Dropping the banner now. Tottenham next game. If we beat Tottenham, we'll forget about that. But we could have. That Brighton team wasn't that good. They really wasn't that good.